Today I'll take a look at formula questions, such as you see here. Let me go ahead and come back out of where I am and show you I'm in my sandbox course here. I'm going to go into quizzes. I could build a quiz here, but I like to work in my question banks. Go into my first question bank. It's aligned to one of my student learning outcomes. This is just my sandbox, so this isn't a real alignment. And I'm going to add a question. I'm going to switch to a formula question. And I'll go ahead and borrow some of the pieces I had before. Give up pictures so the students know what I'm actually pull up a copy of the step machine so you know what a step machine is. Add that in. And then down here I'm going to start building my formula question. These step machines have a linear relationship between the level and the number of steps per minute it takes to keep up off the ground. And so I'll borrow that from up here. The key thing to notice is that I've got this here. That's going to be my variable. Doesn't seem to matter what letter you use as long as you don't use E. E is the natural log. I'm going to go ahead and copy that and paste that down here. Now notice there's nothing down here right now, but I'm going to paste that in. And you'll notice it just changed down here. There's new pieces. The levels happen to go from 1 to 10 on the machine. At least the linear portion that I'm working with goes from 1 to 10. I can compute in sample value, recompute, do that. I'll put the formula down here. The formula for these machines is just 3.5 times a plus 27. Save. It'll let me know if there's an error. If you haven't calculated a value up here, then it will say error, and you just press recompute, and it will clear the error if your formula is correct. If you type an error in your formula, suppose you type 3.5a plus 27, and try to say that, you'll get this because I forgot the time sign. It doesn't understand implicit multiplication. So this will generate that's my formula for the values. Now I'll tell it how many different combinations I want out of this particular formula. I'll go for 10, and it generated them. It will generate duplicates. It's just a random generation thing. So maybe I'll generate them again until I get a list that I like. That looks good. There's some duplicates, but maybe a few less. And they can have up to 200 combinations. But this is the number of combinations it will offer. So I'll update the question at this point. Now this is actually sitting up in my question banks. I'm going to go back to my quizzes, make a new quiz. I use classic quizzes still. They do have formula questions in the new ones. I'll just call this temp and move on to the questions. Find questions. Go find my sandbox. Got a couple of these questions. I'll grab the one I just built, add that, and there's my question sitting in my quiz. Let me go ahead and save this and publish it so I can student view it. When I go to my student view, take the quiz, there's my, for level 10, how many steps per minute are required, and then I can put in my answer down here. That should be 350 plus 27, doing the calculation up here, 377 maybe. I don't know if that's going to see if this works. Submit the quiz, and I must have 62. Oh, I typed not 35 times. I typed too many. 62. Well, let's try it again. Reset the student. Leave the student view. I'm clearing that one out. Yeah. Back up to my quiz and try to get the right answer this time. Take the quiz. All right. Got level 10 again. I think I'll always get level 10. But let's put in at 62. Submit the quiz. This time I got it right. Curious to see if it'll always pick one particular answer for my test student view. All right. I haven't set unlimited attempts. So let me do that. Leave the student view, edit, so I can play with this guy. I know people already took it. Let's see, allow multiple attempts, save, go back to my student view, take the quiz again, level 9. Okay, now I can see 3.5 times 9, 58.5. That gonna work? Or do I have to round it off? It wants it rounded off. So that's probably a configuration issue I need to do on that particular question, but I can then edit the question. That's looking for a rounded answer on the decimal places. Yeah, it rounded them off. So I should have probably set the decimal places here to be more, to allow for the fact that they're not, but then I have to regenerate them. So if I add in one decimal place and generate, I didn't have that on the formula. I'd have to remove it and then do it all over again. Lesson learned. But it is something to play with, and it does allow you to use a formula to generate multiple answers for a particular equation. It's another way to handle math problems. I don't currently use formula questions, but play with them. You may find them useful for some of the types of equations you generate. Students will get all the different combinations. I set 0 decimal places back here. Had I set more decimal places, I could have had more possible combinations, but the stair machine only allows integer values, so this is more realistic to have integer values. Also, the steps per minute are displayed as integer values, so that's actually realistic. I'd have to tell the students in the question, you'll need to round this off. So with that, that's a look at formula questions. And if this being built, it can be built in the quiz level. I tend to build everything up in my quiz bank, but you can build it here when you're working in a quiz. You can do a new question down here. You could build them from here if you're not using question banks. It's available here as well. Works the same whether you're building it in the quiz or in the question bank. Thanks for watching.